Hey, this is Lisa.
This is Randi.
And this is season 1, episode 3 of Sometimes We Talk About Yoga.
And other shit.
And today would be the other shit.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about letting go. Let the story begin. So this past week in yoga, a young lady came to class. She was probably middle-aged, older woman, kind of grandma-ish.
Okay.
Respectfully grandma-ish. Like,
yeah.
I call my mom grandma-ish, you know? Hey, mama. But she is a grandma. So the whole time we're in class, this is a smaller group, she kept holding on to her neck, her shoulder, while she's in her yoga poses, right? I watched her throughout the whole period of the class. And at the end of class, I walked up to her and asked her, is everything okay? And this particular class is at a massage school, so they have a student clinic downstairs. So I asked her specifically, is everything okay with your shoulder? And she said, well, I'm very much in some pain. And she has a timid voice to her, kind of like closed in a little bit. I could tell when she walked in, she felt uncomfortable. So then I said, well, why don't you get a massage if your shoulder is bothering you? And because I could see the way that her neck was coming out of her head,
everything
her
was
shoulders
tense.
Was like this, and she was like, like a turtle, like that.
So she's walking around holding this up,
holding
like this
it right
every day. Okay.
So she said, well, I don't want to get a massage because I have a hard time letting go. So many of us, right? So I said, ding, ding, ding. And I said, well, can I walk you down there?
Okay.
And I wanted to stay with her so she felt comfortable. Walked her all the way down to the student clinic at the massage school. Asked them specifically, can she make an appointment? Is she able to feel comfortable? Is she able to leave her clothes on? Which is what she requested. They said yes.
Some people just don't like massages.
Some people don't like massages.
I don't like massages.
Why not?
Maybe I have a hard time letting go.
Do you?
Oh, God. Are we going to do therapy today?
Just a second. No, seriously. Is that why you don't like massages?
I do like massages. I like the result. I think the vulnerability factor that I feel naked on a table and someone rubbing my body is just...
You feel vulnerable.
It's hard for me to...
let go.
Relax. Yes. And let
go.
Yes. Okay. So this story was not about me, though. This was about this lady.
But this is about everybody. Yeah. So it's about each one of us that we all have these issues with letting go.
We do.
So then it got me to thinking, so my whole theme for class all week has been about letting go. And then what other things that are the unseen things that we...
Oh, it shows up everywhere.
It shows up everywhere that we're unable to let go of, that have caused or festered things to go into our body and turn into different illnesses or whatever it may be.
Some of the best love songs are written about unable to let go.
What you gonna sing?
Before I let go.
Frankie. He loves D. He low-key, almost from the Detroit. Almost. He almost from here.
Yeah. Okay, what about Teddy P?
I think I better let it go.
Let it go, baby. We're terrible.
I know, because I cannot sing. But my daddy can sing now.
But what about mine, too?
Can he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
my daddy, cool daddy.
Sing. Yeah, he can sing. Shout out to Larry.
Okay, so even that crazy song the kids love, Frozen. Let it go, let it go. It's been everywhere, but we're trying to.
That song.
But the message is stop holding on. Let go.
But every time I hear that song, I'm like,
you want to let it go?
And what is it for? And I like the movie Frozen.
Oh, it's cute. Okay, but let's. Okay,
we're sidetracked. Okay.
Yes. So the point is what you're saying is.
Yeah.
What it made you think of is where
else is everyone holding on to that you aren't unable to let go of, that's going to stop you from moving to your future. So then in the classes I've been talking about, are you holding on to anger? Are you holding on to grief? Are you holding on to regret? Are you holding on to loss? And yesterday after I talked, this one guy came up to me after class and was like, I'm so happy you said that. And he was just honest, just his truth. He was like, I was playing poker this weekend with my boys. I was up 900 and then I lost my 900 and I've been pissed off since then. And he said, and here was the thing, it wasn't even his 900, he hadn't even physically, got it yet, But he said, but I need to let it go.
Got it. He spent it, he got it.
He spent it, he got it. Now, that's very trivial in the heart of things that we're holding on to. But what about these things that you've been holding on to for decades, for centuries, for 5 years, for a year, for a week? for 50 years. I got family members that's been holding on to stuff since they was kids, and they like close to Jesus' death now. You know, in age. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And still talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and what does that cause to come up in the body, and why do we do that? Why do we do that?
There are a couple reasons. There are a couple types of people that, and I say a couple types of people, there are a couple types of reasons, because all people do it. So some people hold on to the pain because it is their story.
Yes.
So
I got that.
If you've ever been to therapy, a therapist might ask you, what is the story that you tell yourself? Oh, is that the story that you're telling yourself? Yeah. Or is that what really happened, right? And so some people, their pain becomes their story. And then who are you when you don't have that story to tell? So if I release my story, I don't have an identity, right? So now I've got to hold on to this whatever this thing is, this abuse, this neglect, this somebody cheated, this thing, they hurt me, this thing, right? Another reason people hold on to pain is it becomes like a badge of honor. So you've seen somebody that's been through you've seen people that had a hard life and they walk like it. They talk like it. They hold their, like, different than the lady who was meek and holding her pain and she was in it.
But they embrace
it. They embrace it. And
I've been through
rough.
I've been through this.
I got my armor on, right? And so now it becomes their badge and you cannot penetrate. Nobody can get in, right?
That's true, yeah.
Then there's the opposite of that they become the victim. It's total victimhood. They got to hold on to this story, and then people start treating them accordingly. So guess what? Coddling them. So guess what happens? Nobody expects shit from them.
No, because they're not strong enough to do anything.
Right. But that's the story they told themselves. They won't release whatever it is that caught them there. They won't release it.
Okay, so how do we get past it? So, like, I know, like, for me,
yes,
I want to let everything go. I want to let my entire life left go. Like, I don't care if you cut me off at the light. I don't care if you threw the ketchup packet through the window. I don't even really go through drive-thrus like that. But you see what I'm saying? Yes. Like, no matter what it is, like, I don't want to hold on to anything.
Lisa, when I first met you, I don't remember what conversation we were having. And we were talking about something. You're like, I don't care about none of that shit, right?
None of it.
I was like, oh.
I need a shirt that says that. I don't care about none of that shit.
I was like, damn, that's free.
I don't. And you know what's interesting though is that a few people have told me that about me, that like, I can't believe, they respect the fact that I don't care. And I never looked at it as anything to be respected. I never looked at it for people to look at me. I wasn't trying to like do anything.
It's for you.
Right. It's just what works for me. And I don't know why anybody cares. So it's amazing to me why anybody cares. So when people tell me like, I don't know how you do that, I'm like,
why do you care?
Why do you?
Okay. I have a hard time letting go of certain things.
Like?
I don't know. Maybe I'm a sentimental person, so I'm not a pack rat, but there are things in my just things like
look, I get like your grandma ring.
No, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that stuff.
Okay, what you talking about?
Memories. Let it go. That shit happened like 85 years ago.
It doesn't matter.
It's
like
another
bad
lifetime.
Memories, bad memories.
I'm getting better at that. And I will be honest to say that I'm a person that's been to therapy, and yoga has helped, because it's a weight when you hold on to things.
It's such a weight. Like, you feel like crowded. So look, here's an example. When I was in therapy, this is when my husband was still living. My husband's deceased in 2004. But when he was still living, and I was in therapy every week for a year straight.
Yeah.
And my therapist, have you ever seen the movie What About Bob?
Yes, that's one of my favorite movies.
Listen, that was me. Like, I am the worst patient. Listen, look, This is when we still had beepers. So this
back
in the
Lord,
day.
Did you page her all the time?
I was beeping her. It was her. I was beeping her constantly because I was dealing with anxiety, depression. So if I had one panic attack, I was like, beep, beep, beep. Hey, girl. Because she was...
So you were pulling over at every payphone beeping
Absolutely.
Beeping
her. And then at the house, girl, it would be 3 o'clock in the morning. If I woke up from my sleep with a panic attack, I'm beeping her 911. And then when therapy was coming to a head and I like said to her, like, you trying to break up with me? And it was nothing sexual. It was nothing about it, but I felt like she was like my best friend. Like I had this
relationship
I had
with her.
To grieve
the loss of your meeting.
Of her leaving.
You look forward to that meeting.
I said, well, why does this have to end? You know, like, I'm good, you good. I know where your office at.
Now I see she broke you, and now you don't give a shit about nothing.
No, I'm just
she broke you.
So look,
you broke her.
She broke me. So then she was like, well, then she told me she had to wean me off like a mommy and their baby.
So like 1 week went to 2,
1 week went to 3,
went to 4. Mm-hmm. So she like gradually helped you let go of your dependency
of her.
Lord,
because like
Lisa.
I'm like do middle of the night, like, what you doing? So to say that, yes, we're letting go, but I brought her up. There was a reason, because I was constipated. So it was like 2 weeks. I'm going.
Wait.
No, this is her. Stop. So
Okay.
Stay with me. This was the original story. We got sidetracked with what about Bob?
Okay.
My stomach, I kept being constipated, and so then I told her, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so constipated. Then she looks up and goes, who's shitting on you? And I said, who's shitting on me? And I said, well, I do know. Like I was about to say, I don't know. I do know who's shitting on me. And I felt so horrible. And then I went home. Again, this is when my husband was still living. I got there. I went in the house. I cussed him out like so tough.
You had the best dump of your life. Oh my God.
Immediately following.
Oh my God. Did you hear what she just said?
Immediately following.
She cussed her husband out.
And I took a shit.
But
my point is it creates physical symptoms. That's my point.
Yeah,
so in the yoga student, the turtleneck, like that's her physical symptom.
Yes.
My physical symptom was in my belly. But just think about it. What if I stayed constipated? You know, what if that turned into other stuff in my belly? And you can't just sit with waste inside of you for long periods of time. Right. So anyway, yeah. That's my story.
That is hilarious.
I know. But I felt so much better.
That is hilarious. In more ways than one.
In more ways than one. But it taught me.
It gives the phrase, let that shit go. A whole other meaning.
But it was at that point when I realized, because I kept saying, as the more I kept going to therapy,
right.
As sick as I was, she said, you just won't believe that any of these symptoms are are mental. And I kept going, these symptoms are not mental. Like, I'm straight. I'm in control. I'm a strong Black woman. You know, I got my kids. I can do this.
The story you were telling yourself.
The story I was telling myself. This stuff cannot break me down. I'm fine. I don't know why I'm having anxiety attacks. Something's wrong. Get all my blood work checked.
Totally.
And then finally, literally I was in therapy for 6 months. 6 months before I bought into the fact that this was mental.
Right.
All of these physical symptoms showing up. Okay. All of my blood pressure being erratic. All of this nauseousness that I'm feeling. And I kept attributing to there's something must be wrong. I had spinal taps. I had MRIs. I had every blood test in the world.
I had a similar situation.
What happened?
We moved 4 cities in 5 years.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's
like almost every year.
Yeah, and in the midst of that, Miles was a baby, and then I had another baby. And then we moved to Connecticut, and then Mason had a tumor. He was like 6 months old. Wow. And my husband was traveling a lot for work and stay-at-home mom, 2 toddlers, medical situation. I was having heart palpitations, shortness of breath, trouble sleeping, muscle tingling, shakiness. I had all of my endocrine system checked. I was tested for diabetes. I was tested for MS. I was going to get a whole
because you had all of those symptoms. Those are the same
everything. And then finally the doctor was like, girl, what else is going on? Because I didn't tell her any of those things. I didn't tell her, the baby. I didn't tell her, the husband's job. I didn't tell her we just moved again. Right. I didn't tell her I'm new to this place. I didn't tell her she knew I was staying home with the 2 boys, but I didn't tell her these other things because I got it. I got to handle this. This is what we do.
Right.
But she was like, this is stress. This is stress.
And it showed up as physical symptoms.
Anxiety. This is stress. You're having somatic symptoms.
Right.
Yes. Somatic symptoms of.
So this is what happens when you don't let stuff go.
And this is me not even, and I'll get to like with the research, what the Dr. Google said, but the point was I wasn't even acknowledging trauma, pain, stress.
No, because you didn't even think it was.
Nope. I wasn't, we not raised like that.
No.
We
So this is the point of this, is that you think that you're holding on to these things and it's not a big deal, and you've been angry with somebody for like 15 years, 14 years, 10 years, and that everything will be okay inside, but you're still forcefully holding to the side, and your bodies and your cells are just,
It's building up. It's toxic.
Here go another one.
Yeah.
It's Hatha yoga class this past weekend. I think almost everybody in the class was kind of like new to yoga. And so really had them just laying down, breathing, so they could understand that yoga is a breathing practice first. And at the end, this young lady, the class was only 20 minutes. She's about to run out the door, but I could see her eyes, and she was like, I'm about to lose it. I didn't even know her, so I just grabbed her and said, are you...
You good for doing that.
I am good for doing that.
But it's a blessing because she needed you.
Yeah, because I can see it. And I said, are you okay? And she was like, I just feel like I'm about to cry, And so I said, what's wrong? She said, right after that class. And the class that I said I've been teaching letting go all week. And she said, I don't want to let it go.
Okay.
So hence the reason why we're talking about this today.
So she was holding on to it.
She was holding on to it. So the question is, what are you holding on to? That's like a big ass question. Not just for us. So I've been asking everybody in all my classes throughout the week, like, what are you holding on to that you have not let go of?
Yeah. This is... it's just a theme. It's an ongoing theme, especially I feel like every birthday, and I hope that this is showing up in my actual life, but I feel like a more mature person. I feel like I'm more secure in myself. And with each birthday, I feel like I have let go of so many things, particularly expectives of other people. Particularly of past trauma and pain.
Because we shouldn't have expectations of people.
And I did ask some professionals. So here in Detroit, of course I did. I have some friends, and one of them is a psychiatrist.
Okay, so how do we
Black woman, psychiatrist. But one of the things she did tell me about why people don't let go is because it's a survival tactic. You remember the pain so that you know what to expect if it or when it happens again.
So you just want to keep on to it.
Right, because it's like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. But what that puts you in is fight or flight.
All the time.
All the time.
So how do they move past that? Like, okay, tell me the rest of your stuff, and then I want to know how to move past it. How can people learn to let go?
So first, you have to commit to letting go. Like, make a decision.
I think that's a hard part for people even to say that. But yes, you gotta. No, it is. Because when I've asked people before, when I have said, why are you still holding on to this?
I'm not ready.
And they're like, I don't know. Or they don't even know how to let go. They don't even know. I had a client this past weekend, and she's like, I don't even know how to release this.
Nobody does. So the first thing is commit to figuring it out. Right?
What you're holding on to.
Right. But when I say...
what are you holding on to?
Commit to figuring it out. Right. And that might mean I need to dig deep. I need to sit with myself, and I need to figure out what that thing is, and I need to say, whatever it takes to get on the other side of this, I'm going to commit and see myself through.
Okay, so is that even still like, because I would say, I don't know what your notes say, but is that like, I would think in my head, like looking in a mirror, I will let this go. I will let this go. Even the mantras, the affirmations, totally, speaking to yourself, speaking to your soul, or if it's the forgiveness thing.
You're so far ahead of the...
No, because I don't even know what your book says down here. But I'm saying that, like, in my head, I would feel like, I release this. I forgive you. I forgive you. I love you. I let this go.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the commitment. That's part of it. Balls into that. Other is acknowledging the pain.
You gotta acknowledge it.
So I don't know who said it. It could be Charlamagne the God. It could be Jay-Z or every therapist ever. But you cannot heal what you do not reveal.
No. You gotta talk about it.
So people who everything's okay.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's not.
Okay.
So people bury stuff so deep.
We do.
They don't want to acknowledge it, right?
No.
It comes up in other ways. It manifests itself in other ways. Have you ever been around somebody who really is going through something, but they're fine on the outside, and let them get a couple drinks?
Yeah.
They turn into somebody else.
Yeah.
Because what happens is their inhibitions have been lowered. That shield has come off. And so now suddenly everything
becomes conscious.
Everything they've been holding on to.
Their subconscious becomes conscious.
Say that louder for the people in the back.
Their subconscious becomes conscious.
And it happens every
day.
And it will continue to happen.
Yeah.
Unless they acknowledge, I am hurt.
Right.
I'm in
hurt.
pain.
I'm in pain.
I'm in pain.
Okay.
That's easy, right?
Commit to healing. Well, first acknowledge that you are in pain.
Yeah.
To commit
to figuring out what those steps are going to be, right? So another thing is acceptance.
Acceptance of what?
That you're in pain. That's a hard one.
It hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts, and I don't want to hurt.
But be in your present moment.
I know.
And
you know, and even for me, like as a yogi, and I can always say I'm present with my breath. Like I don't want to hurt. I don't want to be in pain. And I don't want that pain, because I feel like if I'm in pain, that's going to stop me from doing what I need to do. And I don't want to deal with the murky stuff all the time.
So, and that is part of it. What people feel like is if I acknowledge it, if I face it, here's my mirror, and I face it, I'm going to re-traumatize myself.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you feel like that.
Right. If I deal with it, I'm hurting myself all over again, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what happens? What happens when you do something and you hurt yourself?
Ouch, it hurts.
Ouch, it hurts. And then what happens?
You get back up. Is that what you're going to say?
Right, but did you see The Hangover?
Yes.
Remember when he was like, but did you die?
But did you die?
That's one of my favorite lines. But did you die?
I love that movie.
So people are so afraid of facing their stuff because they just don't want to deal with being hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But when you deal with some things that really, truly hurt, and you are so afraid of feeling it.
Yeah.
Because you're just afraid of the pain.
Right.
You don't even know what it feels like to be on the other side.
So look, let me tell you, like when my husband died, and because I didn't want to deal and I didn't want to face it and deal with it, like for like a month straight, I'm just tossing back drinks. I was never really a drinker like that though. But I mean, I was socially drank, but I didn't go hardcore. Right. And so I'm just tossing back drinks. And then one day I was at Outback. 10 Mile and Greenfield, girl, if you're from Detroit. 10 Mile and Greenfield. And
we're in Detroit.
And I was sitting there, and it was probably like midnight or something, and my head did like this. Like it fell on the bar. I was alone, and my head fell on the bar, and I lifted my head up, and it was like like this Oprah wake up moment, and I said, "Oh, I could see." I could see what was happening, and I was like, "Oh, I see what's happening. I can't do this." And I grabbed my phone because I'm a responsible driver. I don't drink and drive, and I called somebody to come pick me up. And I was like, "I'm not drinking no more. I'm not drinking no more because I have to deal with this. And however I deal with it, not the way that I chose to deal with it was the best, but I knew that alcohol wasn't going to be the thing to make me deal with it, because people will mask their pain with and you know, I heard I think it was a pastor, I can't remember, but he was like, whether you smoke, he said, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't chew, and I don't run around with them that do, you know. But regardless, like if you do, no judgment. I just didn't want that to be my thing, my crutch that I go to, that I'm drinking because I can't deal with it.
It's like Solange, Cranes in the Sky. I tried to drink it away. I tried to smoke it away. I tried to sex it away. People tried to shop it away. Ran my credit card bill up. But the point is, you're still not dealing with it.
You're still not dealing with it.
You're packing on top of it. And you're not dealing with it.
It's too much. Okay,
so
what's next? Okay,
this sounds easier.
Commit, acknowledge, accept.
Release. Relax, relate, release.
Relax,
relate, release.
But
release. You talk about this in class often. If you've ever taken Lisa's yoga class, she talks about when you don't let shit go, just the story she told about the anger with her husband. When you don't let shit go, it creates disease in the body. Break that word up. Dis-ease.
Yeah.
Everything is out of whack.
It is.
Let things go. That lady's neck pain. It's probably legitimately a pain.
Yeah.
But there are other ways that your emotions affect your organs, your muscles, your everything. So you release it by seeking therapy. You release it by praying, if you're a spiritual person, taking it to the Lord. Some people need psychotropic drugs.
Absolutely.
You might need some psychiatric
Never against
help.
drugs. I mean, I did mean that,
And
but I mean, no, but I'm not against. I'm not with the over abuse of drugs,
right?
But I believe that
people need to get what
drugs,
they help.
Get what you gotta get. Do what you do. I've been on tons of medication on and off my whole life, so I support all of that.
And there are other ways. So even if you don't have the money to go or insurance to go and speak to somebody, there are apps. Talkspace is an app, and it's a nominal fee. But if you're doing Uber and you go on to Starbucks, you can go to Talkspace and spend the money. So the last one is huge, Lisa.
What is it?
We could do a whole show on this one alone. It's the F word.
What?
Forgive.
I'm sorry.
This girl.
I didn't look at her notes.
Forgive.
Yes.
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 That means the situation,
the person, the people,
yourself.
Forgive yourself.
So
say that.
Went through something.
Yeah.
Without revealing too much, but went through something. And one of the things that I could not let go of was the anger I felt at myself for not doing better regarding somebody else treating me better.
Yeah.
But like, I should not have chosen that person, or I should have done things differently, or I should have, the first time something happened, I should have said something. But I probably forgave myself way after I forgave the other person. I probably let them off the hook.
Right.
But for some reason I was
at yourself.
Yes, still
so
mad.
This is the part that's interesting. You know, it's that forgiveness of self, because somebody else posted, like on one of my Facebook things when I posted something about forgiveness. She said, forgiving myself is the hardest part. And I happen to know this particular woman is a Christian. Okay. And so in my head, I'm like, but when Christians say it's an issue, I really don't get it, because the word says, you know, you just come to God, you ask to be forgiven, poof, poof, like it's done. But then we still, for whatever reason, have this reason not to forgive ourselves. So for her thing, I kind of like shot it back to her, like, you know, in a very kind and gentle way.
Right.
Like, but let this go. God forgives you. You know, with that. But even if you believe in God or whatever you believe in or don't believe in, this anger you have towards yourself, how is that going to help you to move forward? It's not going to help you move forward in life. And so when we hold on to these things, it's not going to help us go and grow to the different levels in life where we need to be. And so I don't want to be pissed off at anyone. I don't want to be mad at anyone. Now, like I've said before, that I'm the queen, like I can walk away very easily, but it's no animosity. Like I'm not angry. I just can't be in your space. But not that I'm mad at you about it.
And that's perfectly reasonable.
Forgiving
someone does not mean that we are.
It doesn't mean we cool.
BFFs.
No, it doesn't mean we cool. It just means that I forgive you. I forgive myself, and now it's time for me to go.
And the situation is done.
Right, and that's it. Yeah. Okay, but I like that.
Yeah, and so my psychiatrist friend also said some other things. She said you could write letters. So I've done this my whole life. My mother will tell you this is a way I've always expressed myself.
Writing.
And
I'm lying, I have done that.
Dear mommy, I did not like that you told me to clean my room in that tone of voice, da 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 da. But it is a release for me, right? To
speak on it.
Even if I never gave you the letter.
Right.
I'm gonna write it.
Yes.
But for some people that is a release.
You know what? And I went to a training one time, and they had us write it, and then they had us like bury it, or something, so then it would be gone. Or then even I think at one point, one of the trainings I went to, like we set it on fire, so then it was poof, whatever we were holding on to, just magically disappeared.
Those are also. This is where we get our yoga stuff, but those are also cleansing rituals.
Yes. Where's the sage?
That is a cleansing
in my bra.
Ritual.
So shout out to the crystals in your bra, because many people ask before sometimes we talk in yoga terms and they don't get what we're talking about. So what do crystals in the bra mean, right? Okay, so it means that we literally have like crystals like in our bra, you know, so, and it's random crystals. So what you got, Randy?
So I have a green aventurine. So
and what does that do?
Green is the color green in general is good for the heart.
That's the heart chakra color. Yes. Did you know that?
I did know that, Lisa. I knew that.
Oh,
and you helped teach me that.
Yes.
So, but also the green aventurine is good for when you're just trying to manifest things in your life, move forward. Okay. We're doing this podcast. We're getting some traction. People are supporting us. Thank you so much. And it's just really cool. It's just really cool. And I just felt like the love and anyway. So I just kind of grab what I gravitate towards. Selenite. So it could be in a wand. It could be in a black.
I love selenite.
You should have this in your everywhere.
You absolutely should have that.
In your car, in your home, anywhere. It is just a cleansing crystal.
It is.
It clears the air, clears the energy.
It is.
It's just
healing.
It's healing.
It's good for everything.
I have them in my son's rooms on their nightstands. It's just good.
I love. We got one at the studio, at the Trap Studio. It's one in the room.
Jamel got a new crystal.
Yes.
What you got?
Okay, I have amethyst right here.
You know that's one of the highest vibrating stones.
Is it? Mm-hmm. So let me tell you why I love amethyst, and it's because it is like so. One, it's my birthstone, so I've always. So purple's my favorite color, so I've always loved the color purple. Oh, that was such a play on words, but I have always. You told Harpo to beat me. I have always. Wait, look.
Everything you've done to me.
Even whatever you think about is gonna fail. No, but here go the last one. Me and you must never part. My da. Yes, that is like the best one.
Who this woman? All of it. Anyway. If y'all know us, you knew that was coming.
So here go. So just purple. Tell me what this does though.
Amethyst goes with the crown chakra. We talked about this in our first one, and one day we will break down the chakras.
Just the chakras. Yeah,
we'll break that down. But amethyst is actually it's third eye. I think the crown is clear quartz.
Oh crap!
Third eye because it's purple.
Oh, here it is. Okay. And this is random. This is random. Okay, and then this is a green fluorite.
That one is the green fluorite, and the green fluorite is like good for psychic protection. So anybody out there trying to put some hoodoo or some roots on Lisa, she's protected. Well, first of
all, with or without this green fluorite, you ain't put nothing on me, baby.
No
I don't
hoodoo.
care if you bury my underwear in the backyard.
No
I used to go to
hoodoo.
school down south. Absolutely
bury your underwear in the backyard.
That's what you say down south. Like if you want a man,
girl,
like,
we got to get back on letting go.
I'm sorry, but that was like I went to school in Louisiana. That's what they say. Yeah, if you want a man to fall in love with you or whatever, like bury underwear.
Their underwear or yours?
Their underwear, or if they buried your underwear and you was crazy about this guy, like they must have buried your underwear in the backyard.
I've never heard this.
I know, right? Like I'm not burying nobody underwear in the backyard because if you coming, you coming. If you going, you going.
Yeah.
Okay, last one.
Clear quartz. It's good for everything. It's good for clearing. It's good for protection. It's good for amplifying vibrations of every other stone. So if you're a crystal collector, you might just even like the way they look. But if you have a clear quartz, anywhere you place other stones around a clear quartz, it's going to amplify whatever those other stones are supposed to be.
So since the reason I have all three of these like in my bra, and I have them in my bra because I don't have no pockets on my pants. I wear yoga pants like every day. And it's just a good place to keep them with you, or I have a friend that works in the hospital, so she can't just always walk around with stuff on her. So we just stick them down inside of the bra. Okay. Yep. Where are we at in our steps? We always get sidetracked.
Yeah, it's okay.
Next? Okay.
It's okay. So my psychiatrist friend suggested some steps for people to let go. Okay. So we talked about prayer. We talked about therapy. We talked about the letter. Exercise. So being physical,
oh my gosh, that is so true.
Getting your endorphins running is key, right?
Listen, I have to say this. Do you know that, like, I have to work out, like, almost every single day. And it's so key dealing with anxiety or depression or something. I have to do something, even if it's not a full hour.
Physical
when I get up in the morning, I put ankle weights on my ankles. I jog around my house. I do some squats. But a lot of the times, it has to bring me down. So if you're not moving your butt, like, get up. Like, get outside, walk. That's a good one. Okay.
You mentioned this. Positive self-talk. Affirmations. So
I am light. Shout out to
word.
I am light.
The word.
Yes.
The spoken word is so powerful.
Yeah, it is.
You say something enough, it transforms your psyche.
It does.
Look at, and let's just take it to a negative. Look at what negative spoken words can do.
It pulls its way up in your energy in your life.
But even like it can transform a thought process. Yes. Words are powerful.
No.
Speak life into yourself.
I am healed, I am healthy, I am whole. Like if I say it in the mirror every day, I am healed, I am healthy, I'm whole. Y'all can't see me, I'm looking in my rear view. I am healed, I am healthy, I'm whole. Like I'm saying those things. That's so dope. Okay.
I am wealthy.
I am wealthy.
I am beautiful.
I am beautiful. What's next?
Okay, this was cute. I love this. Find a funny of the day. find something that is going to make you laugh like a child. Like without refrain. Don't hold anything back. Like something like...
That might be hard.
But even like if you sit with your kids will come. If you have children, if you have friends.
But I think it's both. Like it can't be a planned funny.
No.
It's got to be an organic funny.
Or like, that funny girlfriend, girl, what you got today? Like somebody who always has a story.
Okay.
Find like somebody who can like share something funny that is going to make you laugh. Right?
Okay. Laughter. I do comedy. I mean, I don't literally do comedy.
I was gonna say you do.
No. I don't do comedy. I just mean I watch when I get home at nighttime. I want to watch comedies.
Yes,
because I need something to uplift me.
My mother says that all the time. I want something light. I don't want something
like
deep.
In the dramas and stuff. I can't I love people
light.
to do TV, but I can't stick with the dramas because it pulls too much. Like so, I need something to make me laugh.
Yep,
okay.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this was in addition to some of the things that she said. Release control. Like, just decide, I cannot control everything. Some people hold on to stuff and let go because they don't want to release control. You cannot control another person's reaction. You cannot control outcomes. You can only control how you react and respond and move forward in a situation. Just deal with you.
Let it go. Okay.
Feel the negative emotions. Don't run. Feel it. So when you're having that moment, feel it and then move past it.
Sometimes it takes a moment.
Yes.
Like I was on the phone with a friend last night who was really going through something and she was really pissed and she's just like, I don't even want to talk because I'm so irritated. And so I said, well, then I sent a meme at the top. It said, why is this happening to me? And then it was an X through it, like a line, and underneath it says, what am I learning from this?
Yes, I've seen that one.
I love that one, right? Isn't it good? Like, what am I learning from this? Not why is me, woe is me, but what am I learning?
Yep. Okay. So this goes along with what you're saying. Focus on what is pain-free.
Yeah.
So the pain is like here, but what is not in pain? Focus on those things. So Carl Jung, psychiatrist, famous psychiatrist, said, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become.
Yeah.
So you make a choice to focus on something else. You're not your pain. You're not your past. You're not your emotions.
Even though you may feel like that, though.
Yeah.
But you're not.
I have a couple more quotes I really love.
Okay.
So Toni Morrison says, you want to fly? You got to give up the shit that weighs you down.
That's real. Yeah. Let it go.
You can't go forward.
No. Without releasing and letting go.
Erykah Badu. Bag lady.
Baby. If that song, you're right.
I think that whole album got me through some really tough times in my life. I thank you, Erykah Badu, for being you, girl.
Thank you, Erykah.
So there is a woman on Instagram, and she is a writer, a black woman author. Her name on Instagram is Alex_L, like L Magazine. And I am allowed to release thoughts, energy, and people that do not serve my higher self.
Yes.
I say that in class, and I think a lot of yoga teachers do because it's one of the things that we learn. Release things that do not serve you. Release things that do not serve you. Continue to say it. Is this holding on to this anger, this pain? Is it serving me in any possible way? It is not.
It's not.
I have to let it go. We tell people in class, unclench your jaw.
Relax the muscles in your face.
You don't know how many yoga students think they doing a damn thing, and you look up and they jaw all tight, face all clenched, shoulders all hunched, but they in the tree pose, they balance,
right? Or even if they get into a child, even if they get into a child's pose, like their arms are like this or something, and I'm
saying this without judgment.
Yeah,
I'm just saying because I've been that student, and even still, there are days when I catch myself and I'm like, woo. Release that. So what I'm saying is that we try so hard, but we're still holding on.
We are. You know what else happens? Is that your last one?
Girl, I'm over prepared.
We done with her. Lion's breath.
Lion's breath
helps to release.
The serenity prayer. It's there for a reason.
Yes.
Have you ever been around any addicts? It is there for a reason.
Yeah.
Lion's breath. The serenity prayer.
Lion's breath. Can we do lion's breath so they understand?
Here we go, Lisa.
I mean, look. We could call somebody in.
Did y'all see me roll my eyes at her?
We could call somebody in to help with the lion's breath.
You want to do that? That's cute.
Could.
Oh.
We could. Ashton.
Yes.
Come here. So
just pop your head
here's
up, baby.
the thing. Just pop your head up. So Randy and I are moms.
This is real life.
This is real life, and this is what happens sometimes. Babies in the car. Can you show them how to do lion's breath?
Lion's breath. Okay.
Lion's breath. You want to go ahead? You want to crawl up here?
Inhale.
So crawl up here.
This is real life.
We're mommies.
Okay, ready, Ash?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Oh, that was so weak.
Okay,
Do it for real.
okay, we'll do it together. Ready? We'll do it
real.
together. Ready? Do your inhale.
One more time, Ash. One more time.
We love it.
Perfect. So look, if you cannot see us, you open up your mouth, you stick your tongue out, and
You let it all out. Roar.
Just get it out.
Scream. Cry. Force it out like a forcible roar,
Like a
right?
forcible roar.
That's why it's called the lion's breath.
breath. Yeah.
So that releases it. You know what else?
What?
Savasana.
Corpse pose, lying down on your back, palms open.
You've been in yoga class before, the final pose. What you
Yeah.
work so hard for is lying on your back, palms open, legs relaxed. Corpse pose. You have no choice.
Let it go.
Melt into the mat and release.
Yeah.
Just let everything drip off you like it was like ice cream. Just let it fall into the mat. Go bye. Bye.
And don't go back to it.
Don't go back to it.
I tell students that too, then I'll go and then I'll sage the room afterwards if we need to.
Yeah.
Like if you think you're gonna jack this room up, like we'll go through a crystal and sage it all up.
And that's because people don't want to release the past.
No.
Don't go back to it. My dad had this quote that is, you can visit the past, don't stay there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't live there.
Mm-mm.
You cannot. It's the past for a reason. Move on. Let's go. So I leave with everybody today.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing, because I think you shared a bunch of
I don't
like
even know
personal
what I
things.
shared. Did I?
You did. Anyway,
I'll have to re-listen to it. I don't remember.
this was a longer podcast than we've done
It
because it's a
was.
huge issue.
It was, and because there are so many different steps,
Mm-hmm.
and because this is a way of just
It's
healing.
ongoing.
It's ongoing, and we all need to heal.
Ongoing.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll do a follow-up too
I think so, because there are other things.
that they can do.
Yeah, so many other things.
Thank you guys for joining us.
This was episode 3
Season 1
of Sometimes We Talk About Yoga
and
other
shit.
Thank you guys.